Alright, so before this video begins, and I also have another video coming out just like this. So pretty much this is a video that I made, well, the script that I wrote for this video very long ago. And also I apologize, my voice is like extremely deep right here. I just woke up like an hour ago or 10 minutes ago, something like that. So my voice is a lot deeper than what it usually is. But yeah, with this video, it pretty much is just a scrap video, and I just decided to just throw it up because I've read these volumes months ago and I remember writing the script for them, and I just wasn't feeling the script or whatever the problem was for me, just not really putting together, I guess, a quote-unquote proper video for it. But then I ended up just deciding, like, all right, let me just throw these scraps away, or throw these scraps into a video and just throw them. So if you want to, I guess, know my thoughts on volume 4.5 and volume 5 that should be coming out soon after this, you feel free to watch. If not, okay, I don't really care. But yeah, just mind you, none of the script though, it's like edited or anything. It's just me when I wrote it, when I first wrote down my initial thoughts on finishing the volume. But with that being said, let's just get straight into that review. First, we start off with this volume with the ending of the uninhabited island exam. The exam where all the students from all years compete against each other, where the top class could win up to 300 class points, and it was such a great test, completely showing off the greatness that is Koenji. And so with the test being over, you have Sakinagi from year 2, class A, securing 100 class points for her class, Nagumo from year 3, class A, securing 200 class points for his class, and the shocker Koenji securing 300 class points for pretty much our class, year 2, class D. Since Koenji was able to take first place, that puts Class D right back on top of Ryuin's Class B. So now the current rankings are Sakinagi still in first with Class A by a large margin, then Ichinose at Class B at second, Horikita at Class C with third, and Ryuin at fourth. The great bit of narration that I really enjoyed from the explanation of the power struggle of the second years was Ryuin's advantage through sacrifice. Even though Ryuin lost his spot at the top 3 and even top 10 after taking on Holson and eventually withdrawing from the exam and having his class fall down back to Class D, it was even said that the class ranking was only for show, essentially, because of the connections and deals that Ryuin made with Sakinagi. Him and his class has the highest momentum to move forward. So that makes me extremely curious as to when Ryuin will cash in on these favors of Sakinagi and how much will it upset the power balance of the classes. But overall, I love that we're in Class C now and we've moved up, and all the classes excluding Class A are so close to each other, so that the next couple of volumes are going to be very, very interesting to see how each class is consistently changing. After the explanation of the year 2 standings, we are returned to the daily life of our main guy, Kyo, Ayana Koji. The results of the island exam for all the placements of every student has been posted. Many students flocked to see where they ended up, but Ayana Koji, feeling too exhausted from the island along with his roommates, the only one being of any importance is Akito, decided to view the results another time once they have regained their full strength. However, a knock on the door came from a surprise visitor, that being Ishizaki. Ishizaki stormed into the room and, long story short, forced Ayana Koji to come view the results with him. Now, watching this relationship unfold, for me, it's quite weird, I guess. I like it and I kind of don't like it per se. Let me explain. What I don't like about it is, now I'm not saying this part is necessarily wrong or anything. I just find it a bit weird with how attracted and attached Ishizaki has become to Ayana Koji. It's also as if it's some form of Stockholm syndrome because he's so attached to his abuser. I just find it so weird, but it's not that big of a deal. However, I do like the self-awareness that Ishizaki has gained since Ryuin was taken down from power, as he's looked at as the class leader. After leaving, Ishizaki and Ayana Koji comes in contact with Ike, and they both visit Komiya and discuss the new situation that Ike and Sasuke are now dating. Now, there's quite a bit I want to unpack from this last part of the chapter. First, let's start off with Ryuin. Komiya stated that since Ryuin has came back a lot more active, he's been a lot more mellow, and because of this, Komiya feels that he can respect Ryuin and follow him willingly as a class leader. This moment does wonders for Ryuin's character because it shows the humility and the self-awareness that Ryuin has gained from his beating. Ryuin used to believe he was the best student in his grade, I'm pretty sure probably even the whole school, but after getting essentially his salad tossed by Ayana Koji, he realized that he's not as strong as he thought he was, and that maybe even beating Sakinagi was a pipe dream for him. But after regaining his motivation, he's trying a different approach. He's still leading by strength, but with a more modest touch, which in turn will allow more people to follow him to the ends of the earth. So this visit to Komiya was another great addition of the layer of Ryuun. As for the main idiot Ike, I just simply like the fact that he is now together with Sasuke, because I do love me some slice of life, so I always need to throw that in there. But his self-awareness has now risen, and as Ayano Koji said, he's going down a route much similar to that of Sudo in order to keep up with Sasuke, so seeing him develop from here on out is going to be pretty nice. Last, I would just say this is like a coming of age moment for Ayano Koji when he takes a step back at the final couple sentences of the chapter and reflect on the friends he has made through his time at the school. He is met with a bit of confusion, yet happiness. Ayano Koji, all he ever wanted was a safe, chill, and normal life. Growing up in the White Room, he was constantly, rigorously tested every single day. Coming from that to this school, he just wanted a change of pace from that testing, not looking to actually start up a life, but to simply relax and be left alone. The amount of friends he has gained throughout the school years has grown, which is completely shocking to him considering that he's never had friends to begin with. But now he has Ike, Komiya, Sudo, the entire Ayano Koji group, his girlfriend Kei, and of course you can't forget best girl Horikita. So as he stated in his last line before the end of the chapter, making friends isn't something that can be easily taught from a book or from the White Room. So it's great to see how far AK has come since essentially leaving the White Room. Moving on to the next chapter, there isn't really much I want to indulge on when it comes to this chapter. The only thing that I really found of significance was the conversation between Ayano Koji and Kiriyama and the explanation of how Nagumo controls the entire third year. Having finished year 2 of volume 4, I was very disappointed with the results of Nagumo, and I am slowly falling out of love with him, because I used to be the biggest I said Ryuun, didn't I? I mean Nagumo. But I used to be the biggest Nagumo fan. I thought coming into the second year he was gonna be great, but it's just no. No. Like that's a conversation for a different day. As to the conversation that Kiriyama and Ayano Koji had, it was just very interesting to see how Nagumo dictates everything of the entire third year. And because of so, it gave me just a tiny bit more hope and a bit more likelihood for Nagumo, considering that he's this monstrous of a leader. But because of the display within volume 4, still don't really like him all that much. Not really. It definitely opened my eyes just a peek a bit into, I guess, the likelihood of me liking him again. However, I was heavily disappointed in Kiriyama for the fact that he's essentially taking on Nagumo's side, and hearing about why he's taking, like, for Manabu to entrust essentially his will to him, and then for him to fold to go to Nagumo's side like that. I no, Kiriyama, trash. So as for the rest of the chapter, I don't really have much to say. It was just Ichinose party. However, I do like the fact that we have a new character that get introduced. And when I say introduced, I mean we just got some actual characterization and a personality to grab onto with Himino. Other than that, there isn't much to go over. So let's just move on to chapter 3. And when it comes to this chapter, it was pretty much just dull, not really too interesting. The only interaction that was worth anything for me was, of course, the talk and interaction between Arisu and Amasawa, which, by the way, was amazing. And I can't wait to see this duo go at it. Truly, up to this point, was my favorite highlight of the volume. So I can't wait to see what comes from that interaction. So now we start chapter 4, and I thought it was going to be a bit, well, not a bit, more so like a lot, or like really boring. I saw that we were taking the direction of the Ayano Koji group. However, I was solely mistaken. I thoroughly enjoyed the AK group's interaction and the subtle development of Haruka and Sakura, and I'm especially excited to see the new transformation of Sakura coming next semester. This chapter also changed perspectives, giving us a focus on Kei, which I was begging for finally, because it has been so long since I've seen Kei. So to have her now finally back in the story, it feels good. However, I'm a bit upset that a lot of interactions between Kei and Ayano Koji were just not written in or taken out, or whatever the case may be, just not showed in general. Especially the fact that their first kiss was off screen. That to me was awful. That was so bad. Because first of all, when it comes to the entirety of year 2, we haven't seen that much Kei and Ayano Koji interaction to begin with. I mean, we've seen a lot of stuff within volume 1. I can't remember how volume 2 essentially went, because I didn't really like volume 2. But for the most part, if I remember correctly, we really haven't seen anything especially because volume 3 is the island, so they got there and they split up, but they had like one part of a chapter to themselves. And then other than that, it was volume 4, and then now we're here, so we really haven't seen them be that much of a couple. And so for a volume 4.5, which is essentially our chill volumes, for them to finally, I wanted them to finally interact, and to come to find out that they first kiss is off screen like that, especially for considering the type of character that these two are, who never been in a relationship, for something so important to be off screen like that. That was awful to me. I did not like that at all. That was such an integral moment for both of the characters, and just to find out that that moment didn't happen, or it happened off screen, and I don't know their thoughts going into the kiss, after the kiss, in the middle of the kiss. No, it was a very poor writing choice, I believe. And I really do want more from Ayano Koji and Kei going on in the future. You know, I'm not saying like Kei like that, but I still like their interaction together. But on the brighter note though, the conversation between Ibuki and Horikita was intriguing. I'm glad to see my two favorite girls working together again as a dynamic duo. And I'm curious what Horikita has brewing for Amasawa, because Amasawa already got beat twice. So I guess we got to beat her up again for the third time. As for the last conversation of the chapter, first off, I felt so bad for Ichinose. I truly felt the sadness that she was going through, and the way that she just stormed off, I wanted to cry for her. But as for the guy that stole the show, Miyabi Nagumo, I was thoroughly and ironically surprised by how much I was enjoying his presence here. After the island exam, I was thoroughly disappointed, as I said before, especially for him to be one of our main villains. It was really refreshing to see him come in and disrupt the plans of Ayano Koji and completely turn the tables on him in a way no one has ever done before. Because of this, it allowed me to regain some respect and faith for his character. So now I'm looking forward to seeing what Nagumo has to offer, because as Ayano Koji said, this might be his toughest battle yet, because this isn't a normal physical battle or battle in which the aspects of winning doesn't solely rely on intelligence. When it comes to chapter 5, I'm going to skip over the treasure hunt game. Nothing really happened that I found significant or have a large opinion on that I feel the need to share with you all. It's like whatever. Lastly, there are 3 main topics I want to discuss that deal with the end of the volume: Yagami's reveal, the teacher's past, and the relationship of our main couple. By the way, just to quickly insert myself out of my script, do you remember that moment within volume 4.5 when Horikita met that new guy that she didn't know, and he figured out that she was like lying about something about the pool situation? You remember that? I just want to say I need to give myself credit, because I guess that, I don't know if someone's watching this and haven't read the latest volume, and essentially when I'm recording this, technically the latest volume hasn't been translated, but the spoilers for it came out, and I just want to say I was right. I just want to put that out there. I was correct. I have a witness. Flame can tell you. I said it. I've been saying it for months, because I read volume 4.5 months ago, and I don't know how many people out there has also had the same theory as me, but I just want to say my theory was correct because it was revealed in volume 7, but I don't necessarily want to say it right now. But if you want to ask me what it was, you gotta be specific, because this video was gonna come out weeks after I recorded. So definitely, I just want to say I was right. My theory was correct. Anyway, back to what I was saying. First, let's start off with the teachers. When it comes to Hoshimiya and Chubashiro's relationship, I always find their interactions to be extremely interesting, fun, and exciting. When the second year teachers were having a conversation over drinks, they discussed the next exam, which apparently is a blast from the past, and from what was gathered from this entire interaction was that this exam severely mentally and emotionally weighed down Chubashiro. So what we know from the talk is that this exam cost Chubashiro and Hoshimiya the ticket to getting into Class A when they were students, and it was apparently because of a love interest, and that Hoshimiya is still upset about this to this day, which I find kind of funny and contradictory, because she criticized Chubashiro for still being stuck on the past and wanting her class to advance to Class A, completing a goal that she was not able to do as a student. But however, Hoshimiya still feels some type of way about an event that happened over 11 years ago. It's quite hypocritical if you ask me. Nevertheless, this is a good because it brings more awareness to the severity of reaching Class A and the disparity of falling below it. Because as Hoshimiya described, because she never reached Class A, she couldn't live out the life that she dreamed, or a decent one that she would have liked. Instead, she had to settle working for the school. So I think that this is a very interesting display of how much being in Class A would change someone's life, and I'm very interested on Hoshimiya's next move, because now she's going to do everything in her power to stop Class C from reaching Class A. Moving on to Yagami, I can't say that I jumped out of my seat when he was revealed to be the other White Room student. I kind of just read the moment as, okay, cool. I'm just looking forward to seeing what he has to offer. But I do like his Tsukihiro personality, or he kind of has a personality very similar to Tsukihiro, where he can appear extremely menacing even with a smile. As for Amasawa, I wonder what is her anger, because we know that she is not an enemy of Ayano Koji, but the way the conversation between Yagami and her flow, it seemed that she is not 100% an ally. I believe that she likes and admires Ayano Koji, like she has stated before, but when it comes to his battle with others, I believe she will stay out the way as long as she deems it a fair fight. But overall, I'm not necessarily, I guess, too sold on the idea and essence of Yagami. I think it's just, it's cool. It's just cool. As for the last topic, Kei and Ayano Koji, what I've been watching these two grow for 14 volumes or so now, and seeing where they are now, it just warms my heart. The I love you scene between the two, to me, truly was the best moment of this volume. It warmed my heart. Combined with the ending kiss, I loved it all. However, I do wish we got to see more of the interactions during this volume and just in general overall. But them finally coming out as a couple next semester, hopefully we would get to see them talking and hanging out a lot more. I'm looking forward to seeing and watching how their relationship blossoms, so hopefully good things come from that. But overall, this volume was great. It was well, great is kind of like, I feel like an overstatement. It was really good. But I guess now, technically, since my theory was right, it was great. Really good volume overall. Very solid. But if you all have enjoyed this quote-unquote review, please like, comment down. Express to me in the comments how you felt about the volume, what you think, this, that, and the other, your favorite moments, your least favorite moments, who was your favorite character during this volume, who was your least favorite character. Just give me your overall thoughts, and I'll comment and reply to you all down below. But thank you all for watching, and I'm gone.